The hollow-eyed man of Devil's Knob. They say not to whistle on Devil's Knob after dark. Old folks around Cragwood have said it for generations. No matter what you do, no matter how lost you get, don't whistle. Especially not after sundown, especially not on that ridge. Most people roll their eyes when they hear it. Folklore, hill country ghost stories. But I didn't roll my eyes. Not after what happened to my brother. Eli was always more adventurous than me. He liked the wild parts of the mountains, the ones not on any trail map. He said the silence out there felt cleaner, said he could hear his own heartbeat echo in the trees. Last October he went out on a solo hike, told me he was going to chart a new ridgeline trail around Devil's Knob. He even laughed about the whistle story, said if he saw the hollow-eyed man, he'd ask for an autograph. That was the last time I ever heard his voice. He texted me once, the day after he left. Said the view from the ridge was insane, said the tree line looked like a sleeping monster. That was it. No calls, no more texts. 3 days later, search and rescue found his tent. It hadn't been ransacked. His food was still there. Flashlight, phone charger, extra gear, untouched. But the zipper on the tent flap was open, like he just stepped outside and never came back. They searched for a week. Nothing. No prints, no scent trail, no sign of a fall or animal attack, just gone. Everyone moved on eventually. Everyone except me. I couldn't let it go. It didn't make sense. Eli knew those woods better than anyone. He'd have left a mark, a trail, a sign. He wouldn't just vanish. So last month, I went back up the ridge, not just for answers. I needed to feel what he felt, stand where he stood, and maybe see what he saw. I hiked up Devil's Knob the same day of the year he did. Same trail, same gear. Even wore his old jacket, the green canvas one with the patched elbows. I told myself I was retracing his steps, but the truth is, I wanted to find him. I arrived at the ridge around 4:30 in the afternoon. The sun was dipping behind the trees. The shadows stretched long and thin like fingers across the trail. It was quiet, too quiet. No birds, no squirrels, just wind moving through pine needles, soft like breathing. I found the flat spot where Eli pitched his tent. Even after a year, the impression in the soil was still visible. That chilled me, like the ground itself hadn't let go. I set up camp, just like he had. Tried to eat something, didn't feel hungry. The wind picked up just before sunset. It wasn't strong, but it carried something strange with it. A sound. Not quite a whistle. More like the memory of one. I stood up from the fire and turned. Nothing, just trees. But the sound? It came again. Clearer this time. A low, hollow whistle. 3 short notes, the kind you'd use to call a dog. Only, it wasn't friendly. It felt wrong, like it was meant to find something or someone. I backed into my tent and zipped it up. I don't know why, thin nylon wasn't going to stop anything. I stayed awake for hours, no more whistling, but I could feel something out there. Watching, waiting. Sometime after midnight I finally dozed off. I didn't dream. At least, I don't remember dreaming. When I woke up, the fire had burned to ash, but something else was there. Right outside the tent, a single line drawn in the dirt, about 4 feet long, perfectly straight. No footprints, no drag marks, just the line. It pointed downhill toward the denser part of the forest. The side no one hiked. My stomach dropped. I packed up fast. Something in me said, go now. I followed the ridgeline back down until I hit the turnoff near a big flat boulder. That's when I heard the whistle again. But this time, it was behind me. I turned slowly. The tree line was empty, but the whistle came again. Louder, closer, 3 short notes, same pitch, same rhythm. I tried to move, but my legs didn't want to work. Then, I saw him. At first, I thought it was a person, tall, lean, standing at the edge of the trees. But something was off. He didn't move right. He swayed, just slightly, like he was floating an inch off the ground. His clothes were dark, faded, old, maybe even handmade, and his eyes, they were empty. Not black, not glowing, just hollow. Like the space behind them had been carved out. No emotion, no life, just void. He raised one hand and pressed a finger to his lips. Shh. I turned and ran. I didn't care about trails. I barreled through the brush, branches clawing at my face. That whistle chased me the entire way. 3 short notes. Over and over. Sometimes behind me, sometimes ahead. It made no sense, like it was bouncing through the woods, or like there were more than one. I tripped on a root and slammed into the ground. My flashlight flew from my hand. It flickered and died. I lay there listening, waiting. The forest had gone still. Then, I heard footsteps, slow, crunching leaves, coming closer. I held my breath. They stopped inches from my head, and then a voice, whisper soft, right in my ear. You whistled. I don't remember getting back to town. I woke up in the ranger station, face scratched, pants torn, dehydrated. They said a hunter found me wandering the lower trails at dawn. No memory of how I got there. My phone was gone. My gear too. But I still had Eli's jacket, and inside one of the pockets was a note. 4 words. He has your eyes. I didn't tell anyone about the man, or the voice, or the note. They'd think I'd lost it. Maybe I had. But I knew what I saw, what I heard. And I knew Eli had seen it too. Whatever lives on that ridge, it doesn't care about search parties or GPS. It doesn't leave footprints. It doesn't need to chase you. It waits. It listens. And when you break the rule, when you let out that whistle, it follows. I moved out of Cragwood not long after. Got a job downstate. Tried to forget. But every now and then, I hear it. 3 soft notes. Always at night. Always when I'm alone. Sometimes outside my window. Sometimes in a dream. Sometimes right behind me. I don't sleep well anymore, and I don't go into the woods. But I keep Eli's jacket hanging on the back of my chair. And in the chest pocket, I keep a note of my own. 4 words. I never whistled again.